Hello, so we're back for another film review video, and today it's a film called Cabrini, Cabrini. I'm going to use my Lyra water-soluble graphite sticks today and just see how I get on. I'm going to do a building scene today. Showing up? No, I'll do. So, Cabrini, another excellent film. I know I keep saying this, however, I am impressed with the films that I've seen this year so far. So, Cabrini is 2 hours 22 minutes long, and it is a 12A film. The film is about a nun who pursues a dream, basically, to help people who are in poverty. That's the long and the short of it. The film is directed by Alejandro Monteverde, and it is written by Rob Barr and Alejandro Monteverde, and the action, if you like, takes place across the world. Starts in Italy, and this Cabrini wants to set up places to help. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate and draw at the same time, which if you've watched my videos before, you know I find incredibly difficult. So this is kind of a curved shape, this bit here. And again, I'm not going for complete accuracy here. I'm just going to be happy if I get something down. So yeah, she wants to start in Africa, actually, and create places that will help people who are very poor. And she ends up going to the Vatican and pleading her case, being rejected, and then I think kind of in order to get rid of her, really, the Pope tells her that she can go to America and do something there, which she does. And this is so not in scale, however, it's going to be fine. So let me tell you who the film stars, because I've just realised I haven't told you that bit either. So Cabrini is played by Cristiana Della Anna, and she is excellent in the role. It's a very gritty performance, I would say. And she packs a punch. I thought she was excellent in the role. Other people who are in the film: John Lithgow plays the mayor of, he's the mayor of New York. There's also David Morse. He plays the Archbishop Corrigan, who's the Archbishop of New York. And then there's Romana Maggiaro and Vigano Vittoria. They're also in the film. And there's some scenes that kind of don't make sense at some parts, and then they eventually do. And David Morse's character, the Archbishop, he kind of does have a change of heart, actually, through the film, and he really supports Cabrini, even when she's up against a lot from the people in New York who see her and the ladies that have come with her all the way from Italy as immigrants. So there's some quite heavy scenes in this film, true to what was going on in those days. And the film is all about her journey to success, really, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for, in changing the lives of the people that she wants to help. And I've forgotten to say this bit, haven't I? Have I told you yet? It's based on a true story. So this Cabrini did go on in her life to globally set up places where people could go for support. Oh, it's like, that's well out of scale, Sue. Oh, I'm just going to go with it. And yeah, I was unaware of her. I didn't know her story. And so I did do a little bit of reading up afterwards when I came home from the cinema that time. And yeah, fascinating. She did have a very, this is the real life one, she did have almost like a state funeral when she died, and she was canonized, which I believe is a big deal in the Catholic Church. It's like another dome thing there in the background. I'm just gonna scribble some buildings there. I've been watching, I think his name's Scotty. He's a YouTube artist, and he does a lot of urban sketching type things, and I'm trying to channel my best Scotty. Doing quite a poor job, I suspect. So yeah, there's some fantastic scenes in this where she launches herself into like a Senate room where all the Pope's meeting with the bishops and everybody like that, and they kind of see her coming and everybody wants to talk to her, and then she's very forceful in getting them to pay attention. And in a lot of ways it reminds me of Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner, where, if you remember that film, the tagline in that is, if you build it, they will come. And her attitude is very much that if she starts these projects, then the money will come along and it will all be sorted. Which, because of her force of character, it is. There's also the way that she rescues a young woman. I'm not really sure who rescues who, to be honest, because when they've just landed in New York, so Cabrini, together with the ladies that have come with her, they want to be taken to this particular region in New York, whose name escapes me right now. And the cab driver, like, no, not taking you. Totally refuses. And there is a lady of the night, or a prostitute, who is there, and they ask her if she knows anywhere. And this lady is, she has quite a big role in the film, actually, in the end. And I liked her character very much. So she takes them to where she was staying, Right, I need a kind of sandy colour now for these. What's that? No, that's crimson. I'll just go with this one, just on the brush. So this is Naples yellow I'm going to use on the building. It should blend in with it. So if you've not used these before, they're a water-soluble graphite stick. So you put it down and then it darkens up quite considerably when you wet it. So yeah, the as I was saying, I keep interrupting myself. So this lady of the night takes them to her room, and then her pimp later on comes knocking at the door. She tells them not to let anybody know that they're there and to keep very quiet. And these ladies have just come from Italy, they've come from a very remote part of Italy, and some of them are quite scared, I think. And then her pimp comes banging on the door. So part of the film is the redemption, if you like, of this lady of the night, who it turns out was a street urchin, who was taken in by this pimp and made to become a prostitute. And it's all about how Cabrini starts rescuing the street children who live under the streets of New York. And how they're initially suspicious of her, but then realise that she's a good guy, and then they all muck in to help her. It was totally inspiring film, this, and I said I wasn't aware of this lady. You may well have been, I don't know. I'm just doing this bit and then I'll go over it with this. So there we have the kind of building bit that I want to do. Like I said, it's not accurate 100%, but it's close enough for my purposes today. And then at the front here, there is a little, let me show you the picture on the computer actually. This is on my laptop today. Can I show? Is it there? There we go. And there she is there, that little tiny figure. And there is the thing that she said most often: the world is too small for what I intend to do. So I I'm going to draw her in teeny tiny here at the front. Oh, that's nice. Let's just use this. This pen's running out. It's actually a permanent marker. That'll do. So oh, I don't know if you can hear that. It's the ice cream man. It's pulled right into my little cul-de-sac. Oh man, I hope I don't get a strike for that. So another quote that I liked from the film. We can serve our weaknesses or we can serve our purpose. Running out of space. Not both. Ink all over my fingers again. So there we have it. Very quick art piece for the film Cabrini. Should I write that up at the top, just so you know? There we go. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next film. Bye. So I just thought I'd finish up with a little bit more about Francesca Cabrini. She was the youngest of 13 children, and she grew up near Milan in Italy. She wasn't allowed, because of her poor health, she wasn't allowed to join the Daughters of the Sacred Heart, who she'd been learning from. They had been her teachers, and she'd got her teaching certificate through them. In 1880, with 7 other young women, she founded the Institute of the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And despite what I said earlier in the video, I said she wanted to go to Africa. They actually wanted to go to China. And when they visited Pope Leo VIII, he told her to go to the West, to go to New York, because of the issues that Italian immigrants were having there. Throughout her life, she opened 67 institutions, including hospitals, schools and orphanages, which is amazing when you think that that was from She was born in 1850 and died in 1917. She was canonised, which means she was made a saint, and she was named the patroness of immigrants in 1950. These days, the missionary sisters and the lay collaborators and volunteers who work with them can be found on 6 continents and 15 countries throughout the world, wherever there is a need. So, yeah, very inspiring film. I really am going now. Bye.